Hello, my friends. Today we are going to be answering the questions that you submitted. This is going to be a relatively short reading today, I imagine. There's only 5 or 6 questions today, so I thought we could start with a little bit of a general reading and then get right into it. Let's do this, shall we? Also, before we get started, we've raised about $800. So if you find this useful and you have it in your means, feel free to make a donation or leave a tip below. We are making way. This is just so wonderful, and I appreciate all of you for joining me in this journey. So let's get these questions answered. So today I'm working with the same deck that we had earlier. I'm finding that I absolutely love the Love and Romance expansion. It is just blowing my mind lately with what it's doing and how it's changing the readings in a way that makes them very easily received. So, and I think the messaging around it is really, really beautiful. So let's just start with a general reading. Start super simple. I'm not even going to ask a question, really. I'm going to ask a general question about what they need to hear. So let's start. Lovely fire. We've got fire. Got to avoid your fate. And all one or none. Now, this messaging has been across many of our readings in the last week. So it's just reiterating that we need to find the spark of passion and the light, because when we have fire, we can see the way through the darkness, right? Sometimes it's about lighting a bigger fire, stoking the fire in us through exercise, through inspiration, and through believing in ourselves. And this will help us avoid some sort of fated interaction. Now, this is in regards to the collective. I believe that this is probably a message for me right now as well. These are you guys. So get that fire going, stoke that flame. Cool. So let's start with the questions. This is for Violet. Violet asks, what do I need to focus on to help my small jewelry business thrive? Right off the bat, we've got harmonize with patterns. We've got the word no. We've got Uranus, which is breakthrough. And then there's one of those romance cards, what I was just saying about passion. It's popping up in here. So do the things that you're passionate about first and foremost. Look at that. You've got a gateway and a key. Interesting. Got a bridge. Oops. Another romance card. Put that back here. So we've got play, we've got let passion lead. So harmonizing with patterns is about using free energy and speaking this thing into existence. Sometimes this has to do with speaking to other folks. This is about letting people know. This is about speaking beautifully, using flowery language, using riddles. But for this particular situation, it feels like we're talking about giving this stuff away in the context of harmonizing with patterns. Now, this, I always think of natural patterns here. which is like the beginning and ending of the year, right? We could start selling for Christmas, that kind of thing. Just letting people know that you're what you're doing, and the more people know, the better. But speaking about these things is going to be really, really important. So, as is, I want to start over here actually with this card, the Let Passion Lead, letting passion lead in regards to your dreams. So this is doing what we want and being passionate about it. When we're passionate about it, other people can feel that and they're drawn to us because we're drawn toward passionate energies, you know. I've oftentimes heard that we want to be less passionate because then we'll even out by dipping down into like the opposite of passion, which is, but I don't believe that's necessarily true. If you're a passionate person and you have a lot of passion, I think that it makes people have a lot of passion for the thing that you're doing because they see that it's real and it's important. So I've also got Uranus here. Uranus has to do with sudden radical changes, breakthroughs, and innovations. That is the key word here, is innovations. And in your work and the work that you're doing on yourself and for yourself, right? The language of these is very much directed towards the individual, but this makes me feel like excuse me, you can work to make some sort of innovative change and have a breakthrough in your own world. Now, focusing through the lens of passion. And then we've got this no thing. What do we need to say no to that is stopping us from getting through that gateway? It could be something that we feel blocked at, right? What is the major block that sometimes when I see the key with the gateway in the key position, because this is the key position for the gateway, what is the key that will help you open up that doorway? You've literally got the thing that is holding you back is the thing that is the answer, right? Every answer contains the solution within it. Those two things are not separate. And so when we just go at the problem as it is, instead of trying to get around it and trying to transcend, there is no real transcendence. This is a Buddhist teaching. We sit in the muck, right? So it's kind of like sitting in the muck until you realize how to get through, right? Locked doors aren't meant, you're not supposed to crawl out of the window. You're supposed to figure out how to lock pick that door, and then you have a new tool in your toolkit. So saying no to certain things that are blocking that gateway is the biggest thing here. Whenever I see no in a reading, it's very powerful. No is a way forward always. And then over at the bridge, we've got coming from a place of unknown, deep emotional feelings, and then going over the bridge, because you've got passion here and dreams, as well as Uranus and all these other beautiful cards. And then you've got play in this position. Play is going to help you get over that bridge. If we can adopt play into our emotional world, and when our emotions are playful, it shows in the work, and then people are also more willing to adorn themselves with your stuff because they're playful, right? You've made a playful situation, okay? And then you've also got the all one or none card, which keeps popping up for everyone here. So coming and sharing that play, sharing that passion, sharing those dreams with as many people as possible. I love Reddit for this. There's more tools than ever, even though it's getting kind of frustrating on social media. There's more tools than ever still to reach as many people as possible. And then on the other side of this bridge, you have retracing your steps. So going somewhere that you've been before, perhaps, is going to unlock this for you. in regards to the things that you love, maybe revisiting a style of jewelry that you made before, something like that. So this is what I have for you. Let's pull you one more lucky card. Lucky card for Violet. Yeah, the original medicine, which is find fire. Find fire, find passion. Got a lot of passion in here. Find your passion and share it. If you take anything away from this, find your passion and share it. Cool. Thank you, Violet. Clear this up, and if y'all are not on the Discord yet, get on the Discord. I'm trying to funnel people over there. I'm working on getting together a sort of like a healing group. We want to get as many people over there because life is crazy right now. There's a lot of struggle going on, and we are magical people. Let's make some magic happen. So Tom reached out and asked, am I meant to stay where I am or venture elsewhere? Sorry, I'm yawning so much. I am weaning myself off of coffee, and it's just, whoo, gets me. Tom. Guess what, Tom? You're getting the OG. I have a feeling that the medicine for everybody this evening is going to be kind of similar. I think at this point in time, like I don't see any cards about moving right off of the bat. But I do see, look at this, a lot of similar cards. I think that this is a time of rebirth for you, but again, through this, like the other symbol for Scorpio is a phoenix, and the phoenix engulfs itself in flames and is reborn, right? So when we find fire of passion and we understand that through that fire we can transform, it's the only element that transforms, we will find the things that we love, right? And this is saying don't wait to find that passion, to take up space, to burn things down, that kind of thing. We'll find the things that we love. We'll find love, right? Venus is how we love. Venus is what we love. Venus is the lens of love. I always think of planets almost like big lenses. And when we are embodying our Venus, it's like we're driving the car that we love. We live in a place that we love. You know, we love the way we love, that kind of thing. So Venus is all of the pleasure in life. And then the moon in this position makes me feel like we need to uncover that through our unconscious mind. The way we are in the world is like an iceberg. The thoughts that we see, the things that we carry around is just the tip of the iceberg, and the moon represents everything else underneath. So through a writing practice, through therapy, through doing automatic writing, that kind of thing, you can bring your Venus into a place of power, right? Because it feels like the feeling is that the Venus is Venus for you is very much waiting. Yeah, you've got to work on yourself and to retrace your steps. So it's about looking backward at the things that we love and understanding how. I tell people this every single time Venus comes up. Look at your Venus placement in your astrology. If you don't have the pattern app or something like that, go get it. Venus is just great to know because you'll understand a lot more about yourself and how you exist in the world. Now, that being said, we need to understand and take very specific time if we're thinking about moving because we don't have the community that we want. Perhaps we need to figure out what that community looks like, because those communities help bring dreams in. Look at that. Call it in. And then we've got play. So calling in the community and the people that we want to work with is really important. Now, this is a card of attraction. It's not a card about chasing. When we grasp, I always think about wild animals. I love wild animals, as you know. The way to attract them is to just show up and be there and be attractive to however that exists. For animals, it's usually food, right? but just being there in a gentle presence and letting it come to you. And then also an element of play. Play is growth in a way, because there's nothing wrong that we can do. So is dreaming. You've got dreams, you've got calling it in, you've got play. So just understanding, and this, a lot of this could be with your community. So the gateway there, it goes gateway and then no, and then Scorpio. This seems to me like a time that you should just share in gratitude, as opposed to trying to venture elsewhere right now with the people that you love. And if you don't have the people that you love right now, which is, look at all these people in here, you know, figure out what you would want your community to be. But my feeling is that you've got a lot of people that, or people that you can share with right now, right here. But it all happens through this fire. Okay, that's for you, Tom. Appreciate it. Appreciate you writing in. And Lisa had kind of a general question. She said, what do I need to know now? So Lisa, what do I need to know now? Lovely. Everybody's getting play today too, which is really nice. Lisa, going after the thing that you want. We've also got Saturn here, which can be kind of intense energies. Saturn also rules Capricorn. So Capricorn is about, all of these things are about going up into destiny. So seeking your destiny means taking very specific action towards those things. And it's about embodying what it's like to be at your destination. Destination. So living in the end is really important. Seeking your destiny means taking willpower, taking active willpower every single day and going after the things that you want instead of passively waiting for them. Now, you do this through play, which is an act of discovery and life, spirit, wonderful. And then you've got Saturn in the middle, which is also essential growth. This Capricorn is the sea goat, and Capricorns can rise up out of the ocean and then climb a mountain, right? They are the ladder climbers of the zodiac, and they're also very, very fun to be around often if you find good ones. They're very good-natured people, in my opinion, or my experience. And then you've got Neptune, which has to do with your dreams. Okay, and now if you have any sort of, if Neptune is bringing in a lot of illusory energies, it feels to me that at this time those could be broken. You can break those, especially after this recent eclipse. I mean, the energy of it is still a little like lingering in the air with the amount Neptune is showing up lately. But this is more about looking at oneself, right? If there's something that you are not looking at, I think it's good to just take time to meditate and to try to understand what it is that we need. Everybody has the gateway card today as well. This is a really opportune time, as I was saying, with that last eclipse. Since then, it's been like Neptune energy, gateway energy, because it is a portal. We're literally in a gateway right now. So if that all makes sense, I would say this is a good time to look at your dreams. Neptune rules our dreams and our sleep. Maybe take a dream journal down. But the thing that it wants you to know more than anything is through that Saturn. And I would look where your Saturn is, as well as your North Node. Go after the thing that you're destined for. I like looking at North Node stuff because Saturn will push you towards that North Node. Mine is in Pisces, and so I'm learning to be more, how do I say it? I don't want to say flamboyant, but more dreamy in the way that I approach the world and make art and sell art and have trust that all of those things will work. And it's like spiritual pursuits. So my destiny, I think destiny is very much in line with your North Node. So check your North Node out. I like what I see, and have fun while you're doing it. Play around. All right, Lisa, that's what I have for you. Here's a lucky card for Lisa as well. Do not forget to tune into your body and listen. Listen to what your feelings have to tell you. Okay, next on the list is seed flowers. How does my career path look? So they're asking about what their career path looks like for them now. Okay, we got some jumpers, we'll use them. It looks like you are being very, very patient right now, and it looks like it's a time that you are, just like I said, with Neptune, dispelling all of those illusions, any illusions that you have, looking at things that are difficult to look at, right? Maybe in your career you might be you're either getting promoted or you're getting a promotion or you're leaving. When I see Uranus, it often has to do with sudden radical change, which is leaving a place. It also has to do with innovation. But when I see these three cards as well as these, I think that it might feel like it's time to go, right? A lot of this mirror energy and gateway energy. Everybody's getting the gateway. This is a really good time to look at you and look at what your needs are in your job. Are you getting your needs met? Are you getting what you want? Do you deserve a raise? Are you making progress? Is this something that pays well enough? Is this something where you're heard? Does this make sense? This is a time to address questions. Maybe questions of insecurity within the workplace, as well as addressing, this is work, addressing questions about who you're working with. Is this a good team? Are you in part of a good community? So I pulled two things. It was ground yourself and the earth card, which are both have to do with the ground. So let's read that real quick. I read this the other day, but I like to keep revisiting because it drives it even deeper into my brain. And I think that oftentimes when we revisit what we've written, it reveals something new. Our root chakra fortifies the energy of survival, and grounding yourself, it has to do with your I amness, right? Any stagnant or overactive energy in the root chakra can cause us to lose balance or connection with ourselves and instigate a fight or flight mode. A healthy, balanced root appears in our lives as having strong connections with family and friends who you have up there. Ask yourself if you have those, and really just try to understand that if you do make a break for it in this particular situation, maybe going back to something that you've been to before, that you've done before, that you felt great about. Going backward is sometimes the only way forward, which is interesting. So feel free. Maybe this is something that you have to revisit with the people around you. But my feeling is with Uranus, it's like look at something that you've done before, and then go from there. The Uranus energy is very much like break energy, especially if there's a lot of patterns, a lot of the same patterns popping up within your work. Yeah, you've got the burn your boat, which is like leaving something behind to totally commit to something new, especially with Uranus. This is Uranus energy 100%. So make sure you're heard, dispel all those illusions, and use this as a time to look at your own needs and what you need. Thank you, Seed Flower. Let's draw you a lucky card for Seed Flowers. And let your gut guide you. Your gut knows best. Okay. This is for Darlene. Darlene wrote, should I write a letter of appeal to appeal the government's recent decision. Take these, make sure I really mix it good. Mix it well, mix it up. Mix it up, mix it up. Mixing these, mixing them up. Gosh, what was that shuffle? Oh, Mom's got some different, Darlene has some different energy than the rest of us. Okay. Different kind of situation, different kind of wave here. So all the last ones were all very similar. Okay. You've got organized at the top. So being organized about all of this stuff is incredibly important, especially in regards, these are both cards of organization. For you, start with organizing inwardly. If you're not meditating, start meditating on the daily, 30 minutes a day. It ain't hard. If you have a block towards it, do it. Because if you're blocked to it, then that means you need to do it even more. Because if you don't have your inner world organized, it's hard to get organized in your outer world. Should you be writing this letter, we need to get organized first, because we're dealing with a government entity. It ain't easy to deal with a government entity. You know, you're dealing with, that's the government. This is the spookiest card in the deck. So you need to get organized inwardly and outwardly. And as you approach this, you know, you're going to be dealing with a lot of new people. So we need to be kind to ourselves through this process of organization, and we need to be kind to others. Now, I didn't even notice this when I was talking about meditation, but going in and meditating 30 minutes a day, that's right in the center. This is the card of meditating and recognizing our own tendencies. That's going to be really important for you here in getting through this process, because we're talking about a repeal, which is a lot like reformulating now. You've also got the moon and Saturn, so a lot of unknown around the I don't want to say responsibilities here. Let's read about Saturn. Hello, my baby. Hello, my. I don't know why that's popping out of my head. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my wine. Saturn is the planet of personal responsibility. He's the taskmaster of the zodiac. Saturn tells us when it's time to get to work and to honor our commitments with discipline and structure. Not only are we obligated to see our commitments to fruition, but we are obligated to recognize our own limitations. The province of Saturn is honoring restrictions. What is possible within your ability and time frame? What spiritual resources do you have available to put towards your work? How willing are you to be disciplined in your endeavor? Okay, so embracing the unknown is part of that Saturn energy, because it's paired with the moon. The moon is our unknown, right? And that's also what this is, right? It's bringing out that unknown and bringing it forward. We've got a couple other things here. We've got air, which is about moving and communicating. It is about kind of connecting the dots, and it's also about thought. You've got a lot of stuff around thought right here. So the way forward is to do the thing, if that makes sense. So writing a letter to appeal the government's recent decision, you've got to reformulate your approach, which is about being open to new approaches. And then we've also got looking at all of the details of the situation. So if you can reformulate your approach through that letter of appeal to make it look more appealing to them, I think that that's a really good idea. And being open to different methods or different ways of writing, I think that's really important. And then you've got the way forward here, which is what feels like a locked door is the way forward. Okay, and for you in particular, it's about going into the details of that particular situation, whatever that are, whatever that am. All right, so lucky card for Darlene. You got the same lucky card as everybody else. Find that fire. Find the passionate energy, that fire, the kind that'll burn down a village. But you don't want to do that. You just want to light your lantern and keep warm, that kind of thing. Passionate energy. Cool. All right, y'all. So that is all she wrote. And if any of you are feeling generous, we're raising $4,600 for offsetting the cost of these things. We're trying to do that in the next little while, and it's all looking good. So there's a tip button down below. There is also Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, go on there. I'm going to be doing these I'm going to try to do these on the weekly. I'm not making any major commitments towards these outside of the dailies, which I'm trying to keep up with, just because we're going to have to ship these out, and that's going to be a whole other banana. So thank you all for tuning in. This is your reading for today. Join the Discord, and if you feel like it, every dollar helps, down in the description. Cool. Thank you all. I truly appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.